Hey guys, welcome to Yoganuary day 13, lucky number 13. And I know that not many of you will be lucky, but I was born on the 13th, so I've always found 13 to be quite a lucky number. So today's flow is all about just strength, patience and power. So like I said, every Saturday's flow will be a power yoga. Some, of course, are going to be powerful for those that are of a slightly more beginner's intermediate level. Others will be obviously powerful as well for those of you that are advanced. But ultimately, it's your practice. So if you're of the advanced nature, then you just make it that little bit harder for yourself. You know, you take the harder variation, etc., etc. So also, as I have mentioned many times this week, make sure that you are following along on my social channels and that you read the description box below, because you will learn all about the giveaway, which is all about Yogi Bear. So it's mats, straps, blocks, bolsters, blankets, etc., etc. And they are awesome. So anyway, we're going to get started. So come to a kneeling position. And from your kneeling position, you're going to tuck under those toes. Oh yes, it's the toe stretch. And then you're going to sit yourself back. Now, if this is way too intense for you, you can just pop your hands down, give yourself a little bit of support. If not, you're going to sit on back, and you're going to take the arms out long, and you're just going to warm up the fingers. Okay. Warming, warming, warming. So two things happening right now. Got a lot of forearm action and finger action, but then also the toes getting a nice big stretch, which they so rarely do. So it's super important that we remember about just checking my microphone's on. Yes, you can hear me. Checking, making sure, that we are always stretching our toes because we use them so much. You can release the hands down, keep with the toe stretch. Smile whilst you do it. And slowly coming off the toes, place the hands down. You might want to give them a little bit of a pat. Okay, so from this all fours position, you're going to send your bottom over to the left side. You can take your arms over to the right and just sit back a little bit. So really stretching out along the body. Move it over to the other side, so your bottom goes back towards the right side, arms go over to the left. And then coming all the way back to neutral. Let's just warm up the spine. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, round. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, round. Tucking under the toes, coming back to our first downward facing dog. So just taking a few moments, like just super slowly, so one knee at a time. You're going to pedal out through the feet, bending each leg. And always remembering that you can take a super deep bend in your downward facing dog if you are living in quite a tight body. Maybe having a little wiggle of the hips here. Going to work through a couple of sun salutations just to get us started, to get us warmed up. When you're ready, just walking those feet towards the hands, hanging down here, feet hip width apart, ragdoll. Take hold of opposite elbows, taking a gentle sway side to side if that feels good for you. And then slowly peeling up through the spine. You want to keep the core nice and tight while you do this though. Coming all the way up to standing, bringing the feet together. Okay. Standing tall. When we're ready, do 2 sun A's, 2 sun B's. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, let's step back and take a modified vinyasa. Exhaling down to the knees, lowering all the way down to the belly. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So really settling now into the breath. So working with every single movement has a breath attached to it. Those of you familiar with Ujjayi breathing, really engaging that throughout our practice. When you're ready on an inhale, either step or jump the feet to the hands, lifting the chest, create space. Exhale, folding down over both legs. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, and we'll exhale straight back down. Inhale, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, place the hands down, moving down through chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Again, just connecting here. On your next inhale, when you're ready, step or jump the feet to the hands, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, folding down over both legs. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, exhaling down through heart center. Inhale, finding Utkatasana, hinging at the hips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, place the hands down, step back, either lowering down through chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Stepping forward, warrior one, your variation, either pivoting the back foot out or coming up onto the ball of the back foot. Exhale, frame the foot, lowering down, option of chaturanga or down to the floor. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward, left side, warrior one, take your variation. Exhaling, flowing straight back down, stepping all the way back, either lowering down through chaturanga, down to the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So from here, option of just staying in downward facing dog, listening to the body, or picking up the left leg. Doesn't need to go super high, because we're then going to work on bringing the right arm off. And see if you can work on getting that right arm to go alongside the body. Give it a few tries. Ooh. When you're done, place leg and hand down. Recenter yourself, so set your foundations, and then when you're ready, you're going to lift the right leg. Find your balance there. And then when you can, take left hand off. Don't forget to breathe here. Tendency to hold the breath. And when you're done, releasing all the way back down. On your next inhale, step or jump the feet to the hands. Lift the chest, create some space. Exhale, folding down over both legs. Inhale, hinge at the hips, bending the knees, lift the chest, Utkatasana. Exhale, straight back down. Inhale, lift, prepare. Exhale, stepping all the way back, going down to the knees or down through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Stepping forward, right side, warrior one, float the arms all the way up, and then float them right back down to frame the foot. Work your way down to the mat. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left side, warrior one. Really moving with fluidity now. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhale, frame the foot. Step all the way back, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for a moment.
So option here is just to hold in your downward facing dog. Or we're going to take 5 tricep push-ups. So lowering down, elbows together. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Meeting back in downward facing dog. When you're ready on an inhale, we're going to step or jump the feet to the hands, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, folding down over both legs. Inhaling, sweep the arms up, find your Utkatasana, and we're going to hold here. So really having to work through the thighs. I know that you can feel it, because I can feel it too. Try not to jut the ribs out. You want to keep a nice straight spine in this variation today. 2 more breaths here, get a little bit lower. And you're then going to interlace the hands, push the hands away as you take the bottom even lower down now. So we're all the way down here. And then release the hands, step or jump the feet back, work down through your vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. So stepping forward, right side, warrior 1. Holding here. So you've got options with the hands, you can have them apart, you could take them together, you could take Kali Mudra. I really like this, it's a very empowering mudra. Shows our intention going upwards. Really come down even deeper into that warrior 1. And then open out warrior 2. Holding here. On an inhale, start to straighten that front leg. You're going to work your way all the way forwards, come to find Trikanasana. So you might want to block, you might be up here, not on the knee, either on the thigh or on the calf, but just going to where feels right for you. And then if you've got a block nearby, you're going to windmill that left arm all the way over to the outside of the right foot. You're going to step that back foot in a little bit. If you can't get this hand down, you can have a block, which is really, really great. And we're coming to our Revolve Triangle. Gazing towards that top arm. Staying connected to the breath. Releasing right hand down. So either right hand goes down, we step back for our extended side angle, or coming to the modified variation with the right elbow on the knee. So just knowing which variation is right for you. If you bind here, by all means go for the bind. On an inhale now, reaching your body all the way up. You're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forwards with the right shoulder on the inside of the right leg. Coming all the way down for our humble warrior. Staying strong in the legs. On an inhale, reaching all the way back up. You can flip that back heel off as we come via this high lunge. Hands come down through heart center. You're going to take the revolved side angle. So option of keeping the hands to heart center. If this is too tricky for you, you can always bring that back knee down and do the posture here. Always variations. If you like to take the bind, you could bind here. And then placing the hands back down, you're going to push forwards. Come into a standing split. And you're going to lift the chest, lower that leg down, open the hip out, right hand stays down. You're going to see if you can open out to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Really trying to stay strong in that right ankle. And then when you're ready, slowly place the hands down, step all the way back to a high plank. Work down through your vinyasa, so either down through chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. So here we've got a few options. You can either do some bunny hops, 5 bunny hops to wherever they go to. You can practice your handstand, or you can just take some kicks to handstand. Now history tells me that I shouldn't do this because my microphone will fall onto my head. So I'm going to hang out here in downward facing dog while you guys do some little kicks up to handstand or some bunny hops. I feel left out, but it's for the safety of my microphone and my head. Keep it going. If anyone fancies joining me in downward facing dog, that is entirely up to you. If you just want a little bit of a breather, that's all cool. If you're here though, just don't chill it out. You want to stay working. Those of you practicing your handstands or your bunny hops, you're doing awesome. Bring it to an end about now. Okay, when you're ready, step forward, left foot. Come to find warrior one. Reach those arms all the way up. So option as well with the arms and the hands. Lifting the chest. Maybe come a little bit deeper into your warrior one. Opening out now, warrior two. So you pivot that back foot, sink down a little bit deeper. Hold it, one more breath. When you're ready, inhale, straighten that front leg, reach forward, 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 forward. Coming to Trikanasana Triangle. Gazing high. Does not matter where you are. If you can't get your hand, I'd much rather you didn't have your hand down. If having your hand down means you're like this, then come up here. Come all the way up here. You've got to go with wherever feels better for your body. Although this is hard. Okay, sweeping that right arm all the way over the top. You just want to pop that back leg in a bit. Coming to our Revolve Triangle. So immediately the hips square off. We reach the left arm all the way up. Gazing towards that top hand. And then slowly taking that left hand down. So coming to step that right foot back, coming to your variation of side angle. So either you're up with your elbow on the thigh. You don't want to rely on this too much though. You don't want to be like slumping into it. Or you might be the whole way down here. Or you might be binding. So wherever feels right for you. Maybe you want to go for that step further on than you have been before. There's no harm in trying it, as long as your body feels willing. So wherever you are, coming all the way up, interlace the hands behind the back, inhale, lift the chest, then take the arms all the way up and over, release through the head. A lot of work on each side. On an inhale, draw the arms all the way up. You want to flip that back heel up, reach the arms high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. We're going to take the revolved side angle. So right elbow comes over the left knee. And we gaze all the way up. So again, either here, or you can drop that back knee down, or you can go further into a variation, open up, or you could take the bind. Many, many options. Couple more breaths. And releasing. Bringing the body back around, frame the foot. You're going to push through and come to your standing split. Stay with that deep breathing, inhaling deeply and then exhaling fully. Lifting the chest now, keeping left hand down, maybe the fingertips, maybe you want to block. Reach the right arm up, you open the hips up, so right hip opens up towards the sky. If you can take your gaze up, awesome. It's quite tricky to do. If you fall, guys, absolutely no problem. You know? We've all got to fall because we have to learn from it. Okay, releasing down. Step it all the way back to your downward face. Oh, actually, no, sorry, come down through a vinyasa. So either down through chaturanga or down to the knees, inhaling upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, if you took bunny hops before, you can take bunny hops again. If you kicked to handstand, I now want you to try kicking with the other leg. The likelihood is that you all went with your good leg. Now try the other leg. And it will be a lot weirder, but give it a go. I'm going to hang out here in a downward facing dog and wait for you. If you care to join me, we'll be here, elevating through the shoulders, pinging that bottom up to the sky, spreading through the fingers. Okay, those of you practicing your handstands, let's come back to a downward facing dog. And when you're ready, you're going to jump your feet through to a seated position. Okay, legs are going to go out long in front of you. We're going to do what's called a Mula Bandha checkup. So, you're going to take the legs, not fully open, but just a little bit open. Okay, you're going to place the hands either side of the right leg. So, we didn't. We are going to do, we're going to push through the hands, going to lift the bottom off. If you can lift the legs, amazing. If you can't, doesn't mean you're not amazing, okay? We're just doing what works for us. So you might just be able to get your bottom like a millimetre off the floor, and that might be the most you've ever done, and that in itself is awesome. So, pushing through, and then just seeing what you can lift. So, it might be feet, it might just be the bum, holding, and release. If like me, you might get a bit of cramp, just give him a little tap, and then we'll go to the other side, framing left leg. We're going to lift that bottom up again, and then lift the feet. Hold, and release. The legs a little shake out, a little tap. We're going to do one more each side. Placing the hands down. You're going to lift the bottom, the feet if you can. I want you to hold for a little bit longer this time. If you can't keep the feet up the whole time, just do what I'm doing. Place them down. Keep the bottom up. And release. Over to the left side. Push up. Hold one more breath. And release. Amazing. Okay. Bring the legs together. Coming to Navasana. Either the modified version with the hands behind, arms out, legs straight, Maybe arms up, holding here. When you're ready, crossing the feet over, work your way through a vinyasa, jumping back, coming down either through chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then you step or jump your feet through to seated. Take the legs out in front. Okay, inhale, arms reach high. Exhaling, coming in from Paschimottanasana. You want to flex these feet. Keeping the spine nice and long, working your way forwards into your forward fold. Try and keep the neck nice and aligned as well. Tendency is that if you're a bit more flexible and you get low, you then like this. You want to just keep that neck nicely aligned. So the traditional drishti, or gazing point for this posture, is actually your toes. But obviously, if you are all the way down flat, that's not possible. So just don't feel like you need to be doing this. Those of you guys that are up here, you can gaze at your toes. Maybe sitting on a block. Using a strap is amazing in Paschimottanasana because it still gives you the pull in order to work the hamstrings, but it just makes you stay lifted in the spine as well. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And then just shifting your bottom all the way forwards. You're going to come down to the mat. Woo. Okay. So from here, you're going to come into happy baby. So taking either the peace fingers around the big toe or the hands to the outsides. You can bring those knees down towards the armpits is kind of like the where you're heading, bringing them to. So you want to be opening them out. So you're opening through the groin. You can maybe take a little rock side to side. Wherever feels good. Coming to find stillness now if you're still rocking around. And then bringing the soles of the feet together, keep the knees out. I'm going to draw those feet down towards the tummy. And then you're going to let the feet drop down to the mat. So options are to stay in this position here, this Supta Baddha Konasana, where you've got the soles of the feet together and the knees are out. This may not feel comfortable for you, or you could always do this and put some cushions underneath you. If you'd rather come to a traditional Shavasana, then so be it. I'm going to take my arms above the head here, so my arms are mirroring what my feet are doing. So I feel super nice and open here. I can let my breath run freely around the body. Closing off the eyes. And taking a scan of the body now, just asking each part of the body to relax. So relaxing the feet, the lower leg, the knees and the upper leg. Relaxing the hips and the pelvis. Relaxing the abdomen and the lower back. The ribs, the chest. Relaxing the upper spine. Relaxing the shoulders, the upper arm, the elbow and the lower arm. So those of you with the arms up, you're going to release the arms, bring them down to the outsides of the legs. Give the legs a helping hand in coming all the way up. You're going to hug those knees in, take some gentle rocks, all of us together. Those of you in your Shavasana, bringing in gentle rocks side to side. And then in your own time, whenever you're ready, rolling over to whichever side feels right for you today, and working your way up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting tall. Hands come to heart center. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me for that flow. I hope that you loved that. So that's our power flow for week 2. Make sure you join me for tomorrow's practice. So our Sundays, as you know from the introduction and from last week, our Sunday practice or Sunday video isn't necessarily a flow, but there will always be a challenge in there for you. So it will be something to do with Yoganuary, but you'll have to wait and see for tomorrow. So I will see you then. Thank you for joining me. As always, comment below, come find me on social and share the Yoganuary love using the Yoganuary hashtag. Thank you and bye-bye.